Hello, and thank you for watching and listening. This is going to be episode 2 of Books Removed from the Bible, or the Bible Books Removed. I'm going to be reading Ezdras, starting at chapter 25 and through the last chapter of Esdras 1. After all these acts of Josiah, it happened that Pharaoh, king of Egypt, went to make war at Carchemish on the Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. And the king of Egypt sent word to him, saying, "What have we to do with each other, O king of Judah? I was not sent against you by the Lord God, for my war is at the Euphrates. And now the Lord is with me. The Lord is with me, urging me on. Stand aside and do not oppose the Lord." Josiah, however, did not turn back to his chariot, but tried to fight with him, and did not heed the words of the prophet Jeremiah from the mouth of the Lord. He joined battle with him in the plain of Megiddo, and the commanders came down against King Josiah. The king said to his servants, "Take me away from the battle, for I am very weak." And immediately his servants took him out of the line of battle. He got into his second chariot, and after he was brought back to Jerusalem, he died, and was buried in the tomb of his ancestors. In all Judah they mourned for Josiah. The prophet Jeremiah lamented for Josiah, and the principal men with the women have made lamentation for him to this day. It was ordained that this should always be done throughout the whole nation of Israel. These things are written in the book of the histories of the kings of Judah, and every one of the acts of Josiah, and his splendor, and his understanding of the law of the Lord, and the things that he had done before. And these that are now told are recorded in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. The men of the nation took Jeconiah, son of Josiah, who was 23 years old, and made him king in succession to his father Josiah. He reigned for 3 months in Judah and Jerusalem. Then the king of Egypt deposed him from reigning in Jerusalem, and fined the nation 100 talents of silver and 1 talent of gold. The king of Egypt made his brother Jehoiakim king of Judah and Jerusalem. Jehoiakim put the nobles in prison, and seized his brother Zereus, and brought him back from Egypt. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign in Judah and Jerusalem. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came up against him. He bound him with a chain of bronze and took him away to Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar also took some holy vessels of the Lord and carried them away and stored them in his temple in Babylon. But the things that are reported about Jehoiakim and his uncleanness and impiety are written in the annals of the kings. His son Jehoiachin became king in his place. When he was made king, he was only 18 years old, and he reigned for 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. A year later, Nebuchadnezzar sent and removed him to Babylon with the holy vessels of the Lord, and made Zedekiah king of Judah and Jerusalem. Zedekiah was 21 years old, and he reigned for 11 years. He also did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not heed the words that were spoken by the prophet Jeremiah from the mouth of the Lord. Although King Nebuchadnezzar had made him swear by the name of the Lord, he broke his oath and rebelled. He stiffened his neck and hardened his heart and transgressed the laws of the Lord, the God of Israel. Even the leaders of the people and of the priests committed many acts of sacrilege and lawlessness beyond all the unclean deeds of all the nations, and polluted the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, the temple that God had made holy. The God of their ancestors sent his messenger to call them back, because he wished to spare them and his dwelling place. But they mocked his messengers, and whenever the Lord spoke, they scoffed at his prophets, until, in his anger against his people because of their ungodly acts, he gave command to bring against them the kings of the Chaldeans. These killed their young men with the sword around their holy temple, and did not spare young man or young woman, old man or child, for he gave them all into their hands. They took all the holy vessels of the Lord, great and small, the treasure chests of the Lord, and the royal stores, and carried them away to Babylon. They burned the house of the Lord, broke down the walls of Jerusalem, burned their towers with fire, and utterly destroyed all its glorious things. Their survivors he led away to Babylon with the sword, and they were servants to him and to his sons until the Persians began to reign, in fulfillment of the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, until the land has enjoyed its Sabbaths, it shall keep Sabbath all the time of its desolation until the completion of 70 years. Thank you. That takes us through chapter 58, and please continue on with episode number 3. Thank you.